Look, I think it's a problem for the three major parties, the ALP, the LNP and the Greens, that their standing with the electorate has fallen and is continuing to fall. And these sorts of stories, whether they're about Parakeelia or they're about some other institution that's been used as a front to channel money, I mean, the electorate just suspects the worst of them all now. And until we clean up campaign funding and lobbying in this country, we're going to have more and more of these sorts of stories, because both sides in particular spend a lot of time trying to walk around the regulations and channel money, which they don't need to fully declare. And I think the electorate actually sees right through all this. I think it's a sort of a curse on all their houses, to be honest.
We saw in Jade's piece there the Prime Minister and the Treasurer repeatedly dodging questions and saying it's a matter for the party. Yeah. How does that look?
It's not true. I've been a leader of a party and you do know what's going on. I don't believe one of them when they say this is a matter for the party. You mightn't have a vote in what happens, but you're pretty stupid if you don't actually know something about the main things that are going on. And there is a difference here, though.
I was going to say, of course, the Coalition says that the Labor Party is being hypocritical in referring this to an inquiry because, well, according to the Coalition, the Labor does exactly the same thing.
I think there's, on the face of it, a really clear difference. Labor doesn't own the party that gets paid. And as I can see from the Fairfax journo who broke this story, James Robinson, he has looked through all the donations list and hasn't seen any from Labor, from this park company that they use, which is, what is it, Magenta Linus, to the Labor Party.
This is a sort of issue that just makes people think badly of politicians, whether it's Coalition or Labor. And there is a significant difference. Labor does not own the company that it uses, and that's a fundamental difference. But voters, I don't think really that doesn't matter to voters. This is about the political class and their behaviour in terms of trying to get around every single requirement in order to maximise funding and minimise transparency. And this is a key problem with Australian federal politics. Is our set of laws for transparency are just woeful. And on the Coalition side, who's put his hand up to say that he'll be working for reform and greater transparency after the election in terms of donation laws? Arthur Sinodinos. Well, I guess if he hasn't forgotten, then he'll actually have a pretty good grasp of
and then the other federal Liberal Treasurer, Malcolm Turnbull, not remembering to, all this Liberal savvy about business and not remembering to update the records?
Yeah, well,
really?